Hey everybody, welcome to the latest episode of From My Mother's Basement, the show that we celebrate basically being a geek. I'm Jason.
And I am Michael.
And you bastard. Why don't you show up what was making me laugh during the intro? Up. I need to see the sequel.
I need to find number one for Nikki to see because I'm going to see the sequel if I have to go sit by myself.
Mm-hmm.
But she hasn't seen number one yet. So.
Oh really?
And it's not on Netflix.
It's got to be cheap enough somewhere. You have options.
Yeah.
Yes. There. On the side note with that, there actually is a free-to-play Dungeon Runners type game. Using his minions, Gruul's minions from Despicable Me 2 on iPad.
That really?
Yeah. iPad, all the iOS devices, it's free. Now, granted, it's the freemium, so if you wanted to have some of the bonus stuff, you have to pay for it. But if you just want to play a simple, swipe, jump, type thing, it's
Speaking
actually
of freemiums,
what do you got?
Have you been suckered into this whole Candy Crush thing yet?
No, I am very thankful that I have yet. Don't tell me you did.
Oh no, well, yes and no. I'm not as obsessive about it as other people I know.
So you've played it. You admitted you've played it.
Yeah, no,
that's good because first step is admitting you have a problem. So
I've made it up to level 24. Nikki was obsessing on it and debating buying time, and I'm like, no, don't give it any money. First hit's free. If you start giving it money, something's wrong. Give a mouse a cookie.
You don't want a glass of milk. Yeah, I could definitely see that.
Simpsons, on the other hand.
Yeah, Simpsons tapped out.
Have you seen what I've done with mine?
Yes, I have.
That entire housing unit is nothing but money generation.
You've got a little bit crazy with it.
No, not at all. I haven't spent any money on it. That's not true. Back when I first started, I bought a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That was so I can get donuts and get like the volcano thing and everything. But aside from that initial one, I haven't paid any money in it.
Although I have apparently we're on this gaming tab right now. There's actually, it's been out for a while on the iTunes, the App Store. Mm-hmm. I was looking for a game to play. I was looking for like a tower defense game because I love those type of games, and I haven't really had a new one for a while. Mm-hmm. And I came across one called Defense Witches.
Defense Witches?
Witches. It is definitely a translated game from Japan because the translations are Moonspeak.
So it's okay,
but it's understandable Moonspeak, and it actually has some voice acting.
Oh my god.
That is also in Moonspeak.
Is it all Englished?
Oh, it's Englished up the wazoo.
Nice.
The gameplay, though, is actually really addicting, and once you got to like the second tier of levels, it got really challenging. It's a hell of a lot of fun. It's very anime style-ish. Like if you took the Toho characters and try to throw them into a tower defense game, that's basically what you get.
Oh,
but chibi version of them.
I really don't get the Toho thing.
I don't completely understand, but I can respect for what it is.
I can respect for what it is, and I know that we have friends who obsess about it and cosplay as it. So
crossplay, you mean?
Whatever. Yeah.
But it is.
And he thinks he can hide it from his parents. I really don't get that part.
Yeah. Too many stories. Anyways, but it actually is a fun game on iOS devices called Defense Witches. You can find it. It is free, but it's also one of those freemiums where if you wanted to have some of the extra stuff immediately, you can pay up front, but then you can just play long enough and you'll get it anyways. So,
well, see that, and I'm willing to be a little. I'm willing to be a little bit patient in that regard.
Mm-hmm. But considering I've had plenty of time to play games lately because my room becomes an absolute sauna, and given the fact that yesterday I was in the midst of watching Mikupa, the latest Miku concert, on my PS4 on the big screen TV in the living room, Halfway through it, I'm like, all right, here comes Luger. Do, power outage. I'm like,
That happened Friday too, right?
mm-hmm.
Man,
Yeah,
we lucked out. I mean, when I was coming home last Friday, when Nikki was subbing for me,
Mm-hmm.
I was cruising down. I came past Santa Maria,
Mm-hmm.
and at one point, I'm driving down by Santa Maria, and I see a blue flash, and I'm like, yeah. And then the sky it looks like it gets a little darker, but I'm thinking, oh, I imagine this crap, right? I go down, drive through Santa Maria. Lights look a little odd, but I'm not thinking too much of it because I'm just focused on getting my ass home. Get off to go get gas, pull into the Chevron station, and it's half lit, half flickering. I walk up to the to the pump, and it says error, blah blah blah. It's the attendant. I go inside. In their freezer section, you know, everybody's moving to these LED light strips for their freezer lights. Half of them are on, half of them are flickering. And I'm like, did I just walk into a goddamn slasher movie? What's going on here?
And cue zombies.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, don't think I wasn't wondering where my pistol was. But
double tap.
But double tap, that's right. But I go in, I talk to them, and I'm like, okay, they're like, yeah, we're having problems, power's weird, wonky. I said, okay, where's the nearest AMPM? They tell me where the nearest AMPM is. I start going down the road, and as I'm going down the road, seeing a lot of lights are off, a lot of lights are still on, so it's only a partial thing. Mm-hmm. And as I'm passing a target, everything goes black. No, the only thing that worked were the stoplights. Street lights, street signs, building lights, building signs, building emergency lights, everything out. And I'm like, wow. If I see a guy with a patch and a beat up dog, I'm out of here.
All of a sudden you hear just the sound of some guy lurching along, dragging along some giant axe.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're like, screw this, getting the shotgun.
I ended up pushing the truck all the way to Santa Barbara, so I know that my truck will now go 360 miles.
All right, hyper mileage.
Tank. But I don't want to push that again.
I completely understand that.
So let's talk about mileage. No.
All right. Well, today's news is pretty sparse here and there, so we're just gonna have some fun with it. But we're gonna some little tidbits we found here and there. One talking about the new Ninja Turtles reboot movie. The explosion expert himself.
Mm-hmm.
They've actually announced several people who are going to be, working on it. They've announced Megan Fox was going to play April O'Neil, which was...
I can actually half see that. I'm sorry. I can actually half see her as April.
They have Will Arnett from Arrested Development playing her cameraman. April's boss is being played by, surprisingly, Whoopi Goldberg. I'm like, she's still around?
Yeah, she's still around.
Holy crap.
Her and her lack of eyebrows, yeah, they're still around.
The one picture that I've seen of her on set, she has the fro the size of a beach ball.
Seriously?
Like, it's all poof, and it's funny.
Okay, if they're doing the poof fro on... okay, then they're not even remotely taking this seriously.
Oh, no, they can't be. But then they, all the speculation was who is going to play Shredder. Because you really can't have a Ninja Turtles movie without Shredder in some form or another.
Right.
And it just was recently announced, and I'll just grab a quick image here so you guys can see who I'm talking about. It was announced that William Fichtner is going to play Shredder. If you've never heard of Fichtner before, that's him on the left.
Oh, wow, him.
He's going to play Shredder.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of my thought on it.
Well, I liked him in Ultraviolet. I liked him in Drive Angry. He was
great in Drive Angry.
Oh, he was fantastic in Drive Angry. I was way impressed with that, actually. He was a fantastic character in Drive Angry. Better than Nick Cage, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'd agree with you with that.
Wow.
You look at
Shredder needs to be a badass martial artist, and I don't think Fichtner is. I could be wrong.
Well, true.
But I've never seen him in a role where he's had to do anything seriously physical.
no. I mean, even in Drive Angry, I mean, he played a badass, but all the stuff that when he was supposed to be super powerful was all, special effects.
Special effects or him sidestepping, you
Yeah.
know? There was no actual fight stuff with him.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like when you had Kerry Takagawa playing Shang Tsung, where, he actually fought.
Mm-hmm. So it's kind of, I'm curious to see who else.
And yes, I agree. Shredder should be Japanese.
Yes, very much so. I'm still waiting to see who's going to play Stockman, Dr. Baxter Stockman, who created all little Mouser robots from the old...
Oh, I want to know who's playing Casey.
They haven't announced Casey yet. I swear, if they announce a
I'm
Baldwin
going to laugh
playing...
if it's Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, hell no. He's too busy with that sex movie in Germany.
Seriously?
Yeah, that's some movie. I forget. It's...
I was just thinking the idea of him and Megan Fox together in another movie.
No. We all have reason to be envious of Michael.
Yeah.
Because Michael acquired himself a couple tickets to Comic-Con this year.
I'm waiting to see where you're going with this.
Well, my question is, Michael, what are you expecting to see at Comic-Con? I mean, you're obviously not going to sit in any of the panels, or...
No, I'm not doing the panels because I don't want to sit 4 hours to do nothing. Not that the panels won't be epic, but I don't want to lose 4 hours of my day waiting for a goddamn panel. I go to Comic-Con for a couple of reasons. One, the dealer's hall is effing huge.
Yes, very much so.
Exclusives, you can pretty much forget about buying exclusives 90% of the time because they're all gone and other vendors are usually the ones who buy them.
There is a special My Little Pony. This I may have to give you money. Yes, no?
They're gone. Anything pony, gone 20 minutes, less than 20 minutes after the door opens.
Oh, wait, that's right. You're not going on day 1. You're going on on day 3.
I'm going on day 3. I'm going on Saturday.
Yeah, it'll be gone.
But, well, they're supposed to keep enough for each day, but they're still gone within 15, 20 minutes of the thing. And over half of those go to other vendors who then start jacking the prices. Believe me, I was this close to buying a Derpy Hooves last year.
Yeah, they went for
close.
Yeah, they went for like $300 on eBay.
Well, the day at con, there were vendors who had them for $120. And I'm like, for a $20, F you. I'm out. Bye. So, I don't go for the exclusives, but I do go for the displays because there's usually some really cool displays going on. There's a lot of freebies that a lot of people give away that are kind of cool. Like, I still have my... Can you see this very well?
Yes.
My Dread badge.
Yes, I see that.
And this is serious, pin stuff here. So, I go for that and the cosplayers because there is some epic cosplay that takes place at
very much so. Kind of surprising. A lot of people kind of gloss over that fact that
and Westboro Baptist Church.
Yeah, you gotta take pictures of them.
You gotta take pictures of them, especially when the cosplayers start effing with the fundies.
Oh, especially the Deadpool cosplayers.
The Deadpool, right? When Deadpool's doing the thing with them,
Oh, it's gonna be fun. Apparently, as a side note, Kurokyu in the chat says, "I need that Harley Quinn Bisoujo figure exclusive from Kotobukiya." Didn't Nikki acquire that one?
Which one? There's a few of them.
I'm trying to think which one that is.
You talking about the one with her and the hammer?
Yeah, I think that's the most recent one, right?
Well, no, there's another one coming out. There's the Bombshells series, which is the one I want.
Yeah, the Bombshell series is beyond epic.
One for her and the one for Ivy from that. Because Ivy looks epic in that too.
True. There's one without the mask.
And I give Michael my money to buy me comics. Wouldn't be shoujo exclusive from Kotobukiya. You know what? I'll find out what that is because I don't know what that is. Because I'll have to have George get it for me.
Could you imagine just the insane amount of deals you can get if you look hard enough at Comic-Con? You can't get anywhere else for those prices, at least.
Well, yeah, and also the other thing I love about Comic-Con is there's a huge webcomic artist area.
Yes.
And there are a few webcomics that I follow religiously, and I want to support them. And they're not all superhero-y stuff. I like Girls with Slingshots. I like Oh God, a lot of them.
Can't think of the names right now.
Well, no, there's a ton of them. There's Ultrameta. There's Girl Genius. I love Girl Genius. In fact, last year I picked up the hardcover of the first 8 issues, the compilation, and since they were there, I had the artist and the writer sign it.
Nice, very nice.
Yeah, so that's like in my collection. Stuff like that. You got your you got your indie comic artists, your web comic artists, your regular comic artists, and then of course, the big guys like ABC, CBS, whatever. There's a lot of cool stuff there. So that's the long, short answer to your question.
True. And you can easily spend a ton of money there.
Nikki and I,
a heartbeat. Like this figure. This is the one that Kuroko was talking about.
Oh, it's a repaint.
It's a repaint with no mask and a new hairstyle. That is very nice. It goes online for sale tomorrow, apparently.
Interesting.
Hey, look, add another one to my list. Of course, you know what's evil, I found out, is that Kotobukiya actually has an Amazon store.
I actually don't like her face. I don't like the sculpt on her face. I usually love Kotobukiya sculpts, but not that one.
To each their own.
And that's fine.
Yep.
Now, bring up the bombshell pick.
Yeah, okay, let me find that real quick while you talk.
So, there's a few pictures that are really epic, and unfortunately, I can't share my screen. Or I'd bring up the pic I've got of it, but there's DC's doing the bombshells line, and in it is a white wall.
Sorry.
So
my bad.
You're bad. Fix it. Going once. Bueller, filling the time. Okay.
No, it's because you got that one.
Yes, that is the one I want. Do you have the full body shot of her?
Yeah, give me a second.
So that's the bombshells version of Harley Quinn. And then there's a bombshells version of Ivy that is done in that whole, pin up painted on the side of a bomber style. And I think it's epic. I can't wait until those come. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
And if you don't have to bring it up on screen now, but on the back of her shirt or the back of her jacket or bomber jacket, it's the Joker's head and it says Joker's Wild. Yeah, I mean, it's incredible.
Of course, how much is it though? What's the question?
I haven't seen a price. I've been waiting.
That's kind of odd because usually
I'm willing to drop a fair chunk of change. I mean, I very rarely drop a lot of money on figures, but for that one I would drop like $120 easy. No questions asked. I'd buy it.
I could see that easily. And of course, usually around the 100 to 150 mark is where you start getting some like the more higher quality figures.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Like I know I have.
Have you seen the Sideshow Harley?
Oh jeez, yes. The one that you have to make payments on.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, those ones I can't afford.
No,
I just stick with ones I can get off of like Ami Ami and whatnot. Like the from Macross Frontier, there's a new one, new Cheryl Gnome one that's very intricate and very gorgeous, but that one's gonna be $150 when it comes out in August.
150. Wow.
$150. But then there's also the 23rd or 25th anniversary of Max Factory, coming up in August, and they have a special.
Yeah, I think it's Max. Yeah.
2-character figure that they're actually putting together. I'll pull it up real quick. We've talked about before.
You are a goddess.
Uh-oh.
Tell me you brought a straw.
What'd you get? Uh-oh. What is Michael getting?
Michael got soda.
Well, soda is good.
Well, Michael got... hey, my screen weird. There we go. Michael got Giant Mountain Dew.
Ah, gotcha.
Thank you. And ooh! Guess, did you hear these are out now?
What is that? Nestle Crunch Girl Scout Thin Mints? Those are evil to a big guy like me.
Yeah, tell me about it.
No, but
anyway, I apologize. So let's get back to where we were going, shall we?
Yeah, the one I was talking about was, of course, from Oh My Goddess. This is Belle Dandy with Holy Bell.
Oh, I
This
heard
one.
about that. Oh,
She
yes.
is huge, but
I heard they were doing one for Erd as well.
that'll be if they get one for Erd, I'm gonna have to go for that one as well. But yeah, I have this one on pre-order. This one's will be about 160.
And
Oh, those are pretty.
Nikki just handed me her comic recommendation for the week.
Uh-oh.
Want to come tell the story?
No, that's cool. Just that one.
Which one?
I recommend it.
Lazarus?
Yes.
That is her weekly recommendation.
Cool. I'll have to check it out. It's from Image Comics, right?
Image Comics, and notice the chick's got a bullet in her head.
Even better. Death and destruction, always great for a comic.
Woo!
All right. Well, getting back to the whole thing with Comic-Con.
Sorry.
There's actually a really cool. Well, there's several really cool panels going to be happening this year. One was recently confirmed. Is that Joss Whedon's going to be a part of a panel based around Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the upcoming ABC TV show. I'm curious what's going to happen at that one, because I'm sure they'll obviously talk about what's going to happen. Maybe they'll talk, about Lola. Yeah,
They'll probably bring it. Well, they'll also probably bring up Coulson. Will probably be there.
Yeah, they'll
Because
bring.
Whedon
Clark
likes
Gregg
to
up,
bring
yeah.
the actors with him.
True. What makes me wonder, though, is that will he use this at the end to do like a one more thing and show like a sneak trailer to one of the upcoming Marvel movies?
That is a Whedon way, but what I think is more likely to happen, honestly, because it's about to launch in the next 2 or 3 months.
Something like that,
It's
yeah.
more likely to show like the first episode.
Still be cool.
Because they do sometimes show pilots.
That is true, yeah.
So I think it'd be more likely if he was going to do one more thing, he'd run the pilot.
One more thing, we have a trash can. The new Iron Man version 6.
Designed by Apple. Now what I'm wondering is are we going to get to see any of the Joss Whedon crew? Are we going to see Alexis Denisof? Are we going to see any of the other people who have worked with him in the past? I know that Nathan Fillion's on Castle, so he's probably not going to be in it. Countdown to Eliza Dushku showing up. I know that Gina Torres is in Suits. But there's a whole lot of standard Whedon actors who aren't currently on shows.
Well, it gives him a chance to bring them in for,
Well, exactly. And Whedon's known for reusing people he likes to work with.
Coming soon to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the latest agent to S.H.I.E.L.D., Neil Patrick Harris. Now,
Villain of the week, Dr. Horrible.
I was going to say, it'd be Dr. Horrible. Hey guys, I'm a super villain.
With guest star Nathan Fillion as Captain Hammer.
That'd be awesome. But yes, when you go, please take pictures. If you see something cool, let us know.
Yeah, I'm gonna be taking lots of pictures.
All right, moving on real quick. Start of summer, which means heat waves and tons of ice cream and blackouts. Oh, and also huge gaming deals from apparently everyone now.
Yeah. It's not just Steam anymore. Everybody's doing major sales this year.
Yeah, Amazon just kicked off their digital game summer sale, which starts today all the way through July 14th. So they're going to have several, daily deals, but they always have these deals going on for the next couple weeks. Just want to talk about a couple of them real quick so you guys can check them out. If you have not played it yet, I have no idea how you've survived this long. Ubisoft's instant classic Beyond Good and Evil, an incredible game. Initially came out how many years ago for which consoles? I forget which.
15 for the PS1, if I remember correctly.
Something like that, yeah.
It was the PS1 or the PS2, but it was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was on PS2. It was also ported over to GameCube, and then of course it came out on PC. I bought it when it was full price when it came out all those years ago. I'm still waiting for the sequel, but if you haven't played it yet, or if you just want to have some nostalgia, download it from Amazon. It's currently $2.50 for the entire game.
And even 15 years later, it holds up.
It really does.
It's a great game.
Such a great game, especially for that price.
Oh, yeah.
This one, I might have to spend the money on. I'm kind of tempted. I'll have to wait till near the end of the gaming deal, but
Go on.
I haven't played any of the Borderlands games yet. Yes, I know, bad Jason.
That's all right. I haven't finished Borderlands 1, so don't feel so bad.
I haven't even played it yet. So, if you're like me and need to catch up on a ton of games, or just need to add to your games to play list,
Yeah.
there's what they're calling a Borderlands Bundle Ganza, where you can get not only Borderlands 1, the Game of the Year edition with all the extra bonus stuff,
All the DLC, right?
Borderlands 2, and then of course the Borderlands 2 Season Pass, which includes all the DLC. That's usually like $80 right there. If you try to buy it all separately, maybe closer to $100 if you try to play retail. Currently $22 for a digital download, and with the way Amazon works is that they give you a code to download via Steam.
So tempting.
So tempting. $22 for all that. I know Irrational Games. They've been tweaking it for a while. They're going to make the first announcement, but the first set of DLC for the great BioShock Infinite game will come out.
Is about to hit.
Yeah, it'll come out late July.
Which means I've got till the end of July to buy my season pass for it.
Same here. And
you finished Infinite. I haven't finished Infinite
yes,
yet.
I have.
I'm close to the end, from what I understand. I'm about, what, 3/4 of the way through?
Even more so than that.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to spoil anything, but you need to finish the game so I can talk about it.
Yes, I will. But I also need to finish the other game that was started this week.
Deadpool.
Yes, Deadpool is out, and we have it. You want to give an initial review?
Yeah, let's give it a first impression. This is a game that you play for the writing, for the dialogue, for the comedy. This is not a game you play for the gameplay.
Well, the gameplay's okay. The control scheme sucks.
Especially on PC, yes.
Yes, on PC. Now, I'm going to go find... I mean, it was obvious this was written for a console. It wasn't written for a PC.
This is true.
I've gotten a bit into it, and I enjoy it. I love the writing. I think the visuals are impressive as hell. That they were able to take the new Unreal Engine, and everybody doesn't look like they're made out of plasticine.
This is true.
That is... I mean, I've seen so many games made with the Unreal Engine where everybody looks like they're made out of putty. And they didn't do that in this one. That's good. They made good use of the lighting. The motion is clean. But the control scheme for keyboard and mouse blows dead penguins. Yeah. I mean, literally, you're on the keyboard, right? So you got your WASD up here, and then you've got your U's and all this other stuff. But you have to go like 3 bars down to hit your teleport. F that.
I had to remap a bunch of stuff on that. But
yeah, I'm thinking I may have to. I've got a DualShock controller, or the Logitech version of it.
Yeah.
USB controller around here somewhere, so I'm going to try playing it on that and see if it makes it any easier.
Oh, I've tried to play it because there's a free program I found to use your PS3 controller or your Xbox 360 controller on the PC, and it works. It works a little better.
Really?
Yes, we'll talk after the show. Huh?
Yeah. Is it? I was gonna say, is it a Bluetooth thing or what?
No, you hook it up via the USB port.
Definitely get that to me later.
Okay. Yes. I gotta say though, some of the character designs for the cameos.
Which ones? Because there are a few. There are a couple I've seen that I am loving.
Well, the ones I don't like, let's get those out of the way. Rogue looks too typical early 2000s teen angsty character. Psylocke looks like a bad cosplay.
Okay.
I will say Domino looks good.
Domino looks epic. Domino is meow.
But I mean, like, I agree with you.
On Death was interesting.
I do like Death.
I mean, I'm glad they went with the Dios de la Muerte version over the, hot body with a skull,
Which, I mean, if you go through the Deadpool universe in the comics, there's several variations of Death, but I think this is probably the best
and none
version.
of them are goth chicks with onks on their face.
I think it works out really well. The comedy is perfect.
Oh, it's golden.
They got the quintessential Deadpool. I think even more so than the current comic iteration does.
But that being said, I'm not a fan of the voice they picked for Deadpool proper. I
Nolan
like
North?
I like the insane voice or the immature voice. I like the mature voice, but the actual Wade Williams voice, I don't like the actor they picked. That's not what I hear when I hear Deadpool talk. Now that doesn't mean I hear Ryan Reynolds either, although I could see it. But I don't like. I'm not insulting goth chicks. Trust me, the last thing I'm doing is insulting goth chicks. Anyway, the voice acting was for him anyway is, but the whole breaking the fourth wall thing, I could
Every
see
4 seconds.
Yeah, I could see why some people get annoyed with it. Because I've read in other reviews where people have said, the breaking the fourth wall gets old real quick. Then you obviously have not read any Deadpool comics, because he's doing that shit all the time. That's one of his shticks.
Oh, I love the times when I'm screwing up in the game itself, and Deadpool will start harassing me as a player.
Oh, yeah, there was one point where the scene where you have to shut down the power to bring the elevators up.
Yes.
I go in there, I get him shot to hell and back. Right? I mean, when he's, and I also like the way the disintegration of his suit as you play. When he's getting all shot up, he'll heal, but the suit would still be like all messed up. He just, at one point he stopped. He looked at me and he literally stopped, looked at the camera, and he's like, "What the hell do you think you're doing?" I'm like, okay, I can get into this.
Yeah, overall, it's a great game. I'm enjoying it so far.
So far, I'm getting 2 thumbs up.
Yeah, I have no idea how far I'm in yet, but I'm sure I'll get through it.
Than I am.
True.
You're on Genosha.
True. I just need to beat it within the next day or two.
I'm not going to beat it that fast, but
I don't want it hanging over my head before I go to AX. So.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, I know. Some movie news real quick, kind of tied in with anime a little bit. Michael, I know you and I saw the Rurouni Kenshin live action movie, which was awesome.
Awesome.
Unbelievably awesome.
Yes.
Thankfully, many other people agree with us that it was an awesome movie. It's going to receive a sequel.
Yes.
But it's almost more like a trilogy, because part 2 of this movie is going to adapt the Kyoto arc, and it's going to take place in a 2-part movie.
Which is good, because it deserves that level of exposure.
It really does.
Because that's a long storyline.
And if they continue the same production quality and great story adaptation that they did with the first movie, this is going to be amazing. I'm hoping this will prove to other companies in Japan that this is the way. If you're going to adapt an anime to live action, go this route.
Yeah.
But then again, there are some anime out there that just don't adapt well.
Yeah, there are.
Especially one that with the person that goes Kamehame. No.
Thou shalt not summon thine demons here.
Yes. What else are we talking about? We have, do you want to talk about Iron Sky 2, or?
Now let's do it.
All right.
Because we need that. That needs to happen.
It looks fun. Michael and I have talked over and over about just how fun Iron Sky, the first movie, was. Nazis from the dark side of the moon.
Dark side of the moon.
And it was done with a relatively small budget, but given its production value, that was impressive.
What they achieved with that budget was incredible. They did that movie for under $1 million.
And they are basically wanting some help with making the sequel. So if you go to Indiegogo.com, which is a variation of like Kickstarter, it's a fundraising website, they have a fundraiser going on called Iron Sky: The Coming Race. This is for the crowdfunding sequel. They're only asking for $150,000, which is significantly smaller in terms of a value than the first movie. You get some really cool perks, like if you pay a certain amount, you can actually get the Iron Sky graphic novel. They have shirts, they have paintings. It looks kind of cool. I love how the $1 perk is 1,000 years of gratitude. But right now they have 10 days left. I think they're going to hit their goal because they're currently at $114,983. So there's a good chance within the next 18 months we're going to see Iron Sky 2. Should be a hell of a lot of fun.
I think I know what they did here. Okay. There's a Blue Sky director's cut.
Apparently, yes. As you just informed me of this.
Oh my god. Well, we bought. Oh god, Udo Kier is going to be in this one too.
Oh jeez.
We bought the Blu-ray like the day it came out. I mean, I almost never buy a Blu-ray day of release.
Right.
But we saw it. We saw it in Target. And we're like, yoink! Brought it home and fell out. We were laughing so damn hard because we hadn't seen it yet at that point. But we'd seen enough of it that we're like, this movie could suck ass and we'll still have a good time.
That's when you get great B movies that are just so has, I can't even say odd, but just has that factor that like, what the, okay, this is kind of weird but funny as hell.
Yeah,
given like all those B grade Japanese movies that Nikki has been recently
this is
watching.
Kind of like, I think the first Iron Sky was kind of like what Mars Attacks was trying to be.
Yeah, I could see that.
Because Mars Attacks had some very good stuff in it, and it was trying to be that whole B grade movie, but at the same time so outlandish that it's hilarious. Mm-hmm. And it succeeded in a lot of areas, but then it completely failed in others. Whereas I think Iron Sky was pretty consistent throughout as having it done right.
Yeah, I could see that. All right. Well, let's jump gears real quick to a couple cool things that one you can't buy and one you probably can buy before we get to what we're watching, because I have some interesting things for that. You know, we've talked about 4K TVs have been all the rage lately, especially with a company called Seiki, or Seiki, whatever you want to call it. Seiki is the spelling of the name.
Seiki.
They had a 50-inch 4K LCD TV for under $1,000.
Yeah.
And all the reviews so far are saying this is a stripped-down version of, typical TVs. There's no extra gimmicks. It's just 4K resolution, decent frame rate. You have a smattering of ports, and that's it. There's no, we're going to offer
no advanced image processing, no apps, none of that
stuff you
crap.
Really don't need. I mean, there's a ton of apps on my living
it's
room
a monitor,
TV.
Nothing more.
Yeah, exactly. But they were at, under $1,000. Of course, it's gone up in price a little bit to $1,300. But Seiki, I definitely appreciate them for announcing this. This is going to be a 39-inch model. 4K still, 4K resolution. Still has, the HDMI ports and everything.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to retail for $699.
I think I see my next desk monitor.
I was thinking the exact same thing. Especially because they made the announcement just last week. And this will be shipping in July.
Really?
Yes. This will be available for purchase and for shipping in... Actually, sorry. The press release states before the end of June. Aren't we in like the last couple days of June?
Yeah, I think July 1st is like tomorrow.
Yeah. So, yeah. Apparently, of all places, Sears actually has pre-orders for this going on right now. So you can pre-order this. It'll be available later, very, very soon.
What ports are on it? I mean, I know it's got HDMI, but does it have DVIs or anything on it?
Double checking real quick.
Or does it have a display port?
I don't know if it has a display port. Let's see. New Seiki 39-inch 4K model features built-in digital and analog channel tuning, USB port for displaying 4K photos via flash drive, and multiple video and audio connections that support high-definition video content. So, yes, they just say basically a smattering of ports. So we know it has HDMI 1.4. and then I'm guessing DVI, maybe a DisplayPort.
Well, I was gonna say if it's got DVI or even VGA on the back, that's then it could very easily become a monitor.
Yeah, very much so. Which
for those of us who are video editors, Isaac, it could come in really handy.
Yes, very much so. Hey, look, I can edit full 1080p in
At native res.
Yeah, and still have extra room on my screen.
Yeah.
But if that's, if you're looking for something larger than that, and the 50 inches isn't big enough, they're gonna release a 65-inch model sometime this fall. Still 4K.
That's insane.
Yes.
It's awesome, but insane.
No, insane is what Samsung announced.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this thing is just drop dead sexy.
Oh yeah, it is.
This is what they're calling their flawless 55-inch curved OLED TV. It's an OLED. Now, they claim that this timeless arena design eliminates complete potential for defective OLED pixels. That I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, because there's always going to be some error.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this thing they announced a 55-inch. They have no plans to use the technology to create flat screen TVs. So if you want an OLED TV from Samsung, it's going to be curved. This is also going to be a bit expensive. It's currently priced at about 15 million Korean won. Translates to about $13,000.
Mm-hmm.
But that would be pretty sexy.
Oh yeah, that's definitely watch a movie screen.
Mm-hmm. Now, granted, if I had to choose between the two and money wasn't an issue, yeah, I'd buy the Samsung. But I'm starting to think that 39-inch Seki could be really, really nice to have. I don't know if so much as a TV, but as a monitor, oh my god, that'd be nice.
Yeah. I'm waiting for a version of it that. I mean, if that starts the ground, if that breaks the ground for it, and then other companies start catching up, then yeah, get one of those with the display port. Oh, hells yeah.
Well, especially the massive price drop. I mean, look at Asus. They announced, we talked about it last month, a 39-inch 4K monitor, but that was for like what, $3 or $4 grand?
$3,000.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the neat thing is that they've finally gotten. I mean, with any new technology, the first several models are hell expensive. A, because it's new technology, they're wanting to get all the guys who want all the new stuff.
Yep.
B, they've got R&D research to pay off. It's kind of like medical. It's like the pharmaceutical industry in theory. Is the reason they get exclusives on their drugs is because they have to recoup R&D costs, and then after a while generics can be made.
Right.
Same concept with technology. They jack all these prices up until they've made up their R&D costs and they find less expensive means of manufacture. So if you get these companies that, if it costs you, I'm pulling numbers out of my butt just for discussion's sake, okay? But let's say it costs you $500 to make a 40-inch screen, or a 50-inch screen rather, at this point in time, and then you figure out a way to streamline that process and make that same screen for $350. You can slash the price and still up your profit. And a lot of companies do that. Pioneer was notorious for that.
That's true. And Isaac in the chat also makes a good point. How much more expensive resource-wise will it be on graphics cards for 4K res?
You better be at least dual SLI at current tech. You better be dual SLI or Crossfire.
Yeah, because my video card is just below top of the line. But yeah, if I wanted to get a 4K, I would probably have to get another one of those, and yeah, that's gonna be almost just as expensive as the freaking monitor itself.
But you see, I'm not one of these people who wants 120 frames a second on a video game.
I'm fine with 60 or even 30 if it's smooth.
I'm usually good. I'm good at about 40 because I can spot 30, but 40, 45, I'm really good with. I don't need this 60 frame a second crap. It's nice, but I don't need it.
I mean, that is the trick with this 4K screen from Siki, is that if you bump it down to 1080p, it is 120 hertz. But if you bump it up to 4K, that drops
60.
down to 30. It's 30 hertz.
30 hertz or 30 FPS?
30 hertz.
Seriously?
Yep.
Ugh.
So, we'll see what happens. I'm sure someone I know will probably get one eventually, and then I'll see if I can take a look at it and give a review on it and see if we actually all should get one. So,
Sounds good.
all right. Well, let's go ahead and wrap up as we always do. Michael, what have you been watching?
Oh, we watched, aside from getting sucked into the NCIS marathon the other day, Nikki and I found on, or I should say Nikki found, on Netflix. We've been on this whole, me to a lesser extent, mostly her, have been on this really big Asian action movie kick. Okay?
Some great stuff she's found recently.
There's some fantastic stuff. One of which we found the other day, a movie called The Four.
Never heard of it.
It's the idea. It's a Chinese. It's a Hong Kong action flick. It's got steampunk elements in it. But think of it as there's an X-Men element to it a little bit, but it's very. The idea is there's this whole counterfeiting thing going on. And there's this one guy who's pulling all the strings, and he's up in this constable, Section 6 constabulary, which are the cops for the region.
Mm-hmm.
They are the ones trying to investigate it, and then they get blocked, if you will, or they encounter a group that calls itself the Divine Constabulary. What's so cool about what is
Sorry,
that? Your screen just went weird.
My bad.
The Divine Constabulary is made up of a guy who used to be the king's personal guard, stepped down to run this group, and he gathers all these, I think I call it Qigong masters, who all have powers. So they're like kung fu masters who specialize in one. Like there's one guy who's known as the Iron Fists. There's another guy who's known as the Life Taker, but he does like these power kick things. There's a girl called Emotionless who is basically Dr. X. She's basically Charles Xavier, only female, Asian, and hella cute.
Okay.
But she's got and hair. She's not bald, obviously. And then there's an and they end up working on the same case. They end up inadvertently working together and figuring all this stuff out. And it's really a good movie. I mean, it's got a good, decent story. Fantastic action. Yeah, you can tell it's wire work, but hello, it's Hong Kong action. Of course it's wire work.
Just adds to it, actually, in my
It
mind.
actually makes it a lot more fun, especially when these guys are chasing. There's one scene where one of the guys is trying to track another one across town, and you see him running, jump from this building, skip a building or two, jump to this one. And it's just, there's a whole bunch of that running around. It reminds me very much of the chase scenes that used to take place in the Ranma anime.
Oh, yes.
When they're running along the rooftops. It's like that.
Gotcha.
And it's, like I said, I recommend it. It's a very good, very, very good movie.
Okay.
And definitely worth watching.
Nice. Let's see. As for me, I actually went to go see White House Down earlier today.
Yeah. AKA Olympus Has Fallen, the comedic version.
Yeah, I watched it I went into it with a friend thinking, all right, this better be just a popcorn flick. I mean, it's Emmerich. I mean, Independence Day. He likes to blow up the White House a lot. So
He likes to blow up all sorts of crap. Yeah.
That's true. But you know what? I thoroughly enjoyed myself. It is funny. It is stupid, but it is just absolutely fun.
Okay.
I think it's actually worthwhile going to see in theaters. Get some friends with you, get some popcorn, just relax, have a good time, laugh. I find it funny that it's tanking so bad. On its opening day, it only made $9 million.
Wow.
Like,
that is weak.
Monsters
showing.
University, which came out already, had a higher income than.
Well, Monsters University is going to be high for a while.
It's Pixar, yeah.
I mean, it's a showdown between Monsters, Man of Steel.
Mm-hmm.
What was that other one that it was going up against? I think End is Near.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I heard that one's going to be a funny stoner flick.
That's gonna be. I'm gonna wait for Netflix on Indus Near, but I think it's gonna be fun when I watch it. I just don't necessarily want to see it in the theater.
Yeah, good.
I want to see Man of Steel in the theater. I still haven't seen Star Trek yet.
I have seen it. You need to watch it, so
I need to go see it, even though I think I know the spoiler already.
Dude, the movie company, the production company, kind of spoiled it with all the promotional stuff they've been putting out ever since it first came out. So
Yeah,
that was kind of stupid. But
I
yeah,
heard the movie.
but yeah, definitely, I would actually recommend going to check out White House Down. Don't go in with any inkling of realism or, you know, a strong story. It's just mindless action, which is just funny as hell. There's a scene where
It's good to see Jamie Foxx be funny again.
oh, he was great. There's a scene where he has to, and it's not a spoiler, but he needs to change his shoes because he lost a shoe in an incident. So he opens up his doors to his closet, has all these shoes, and he's like, "Nah, I'm getting the Jordans." Pulls his sneakers out, so he's running around in his suit and tie and Jordans, which comes with many jokes later on. There's another scene where, just to show the ridiculousness, the two main characters are in the presidential limo, the giant 18-ton beast of a tank, and they're trying to run away from the villains who got in the support vehicles, the ones that have the Gatling guns that come out of the top.
Right.
And so they're taking off. They get out of the parking lot and they're going across the White House grounds. There's a scene where they're essentially drifting around the freaking fountain in the center. I'm just laughing. I'm losing it at this
They're
point.
doing donuts around the fountain.
Oh, it's great. It is so worth it. You guys need to go check it out.
Very, very cool. It turns into Saints Row. I liked Saints Row. That was a fun game.
You kinda, yeah.
Okay, that actually makes me interested in seeing it now because I like Saints Row. I mean, for just check your brain out there fun.
Oh yeah,
and Dr. Genki. It's kind of hard not to like Saints Row.
Professor Genki, are you filled with Genki? All right. Well, I think that's gonna be it for this episode. We thought it was gonna be a short episode due to the massive heat wave.
But once we get started, it's really hard to stop.
Oh yeah. Like I can't even. I'll mention it real quick with the Mega Tokyo Kickstarter.
Yes.
Currently, $172,000 pledged. And
really, he's over his budget because he was originally only asking for like what, 50?
20.
20.
20,000 for part 1, which is the first 3 volumes. You play as 2 characters, Piero and Largo. That's now been extended to part 1, part 2, which include volumes 4 through 6, part 3, which is a brand new story, and expanded the characters out to up to 13 playable characters. And
is the consciousness angel not Seraphim, the other the rodent, what's his name?
Boo is a playable character. He was the 13th character.
Yes.
And you can play Miho and Yuki. Dom is going to be played. There's going to be tons of
Miho's
explosions.
My favorite character. I really like Miho.
Now we haven't reached the very top tier, at $500,000, which was excessively romantic content, as he puts it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Can he go there? Yes, he can. Will he?
Of course he can.
Make him. That's the idea. But then he actually added one more tier, one final extra tier.
Uh-huh.
For $190,000.
Uh-huh.
To add vocals to 2 of the opening songs for the game. The character Kimiko will sing 2 songs if they get $190,000. They have 17 days to go. They're already at $172,000. I think they're going to make it.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, this is crazy stuff.
That's good though. That's good. It's good to see Fred branching out like that.
Oh yeah, and he created all this extra stuff that you can, if you support him, you get new design T-shirts and a new calendar, and actually a USB key that has a little display on it that has Mega Tokyo on it and whatnot.
Oh, nice.
Play the game. It's really cool. The flash drive of awesome, as he calls it. So you guys can check it out. Go to Kickstarter.com, search for Mega Tokyo.
Indeed.
All right, guys. I think that's going to be it. Thank you guys so much for enjoying our rant, I guess you can call it. Just our random talking for an hour.
You know what though? It's good. It's good. We talked about stuff. We enjoyed stuff.
Yes.
I'm so glad we had this time together.
If you guys are watching this on YouTube, we thank you, but you're always welcome to watch us live. We are here every Sunday at 5 p.m., although next week will probably change. I'll let you know about that.
Yeah, next week will probably be at 6.
Mm-hmm.
The week after is going to be interesting in and of itself because friends are getting married that day.
Yeah. We'll figure something out.
We'll figure something out.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for hanging out. Stay tuned for post-show and for Firm Runner's Basement. I'm Jason.
And I am Michael.
And we'll see you guys next week. Take it easy, everybody.